50, caution, crest into right 3 minus, don't cut, to left 4 minus, don't cut on the third.
Today we are going to talk about how to make videos using cameras, and we are not using GoPros, we are using contour cameras. Here, contour room 2 or contour room 3, and for the telemetry part, we use those small ELM 327 for Q diagnostic plug that works on Bluetooth. And here we have a pretty generic 7-inch Android tablet that you can find for $50 on eBay. So a tablet like this, about $50 to record the telemetry and do the math for the timing cards during rally. That's about $10 for Wi-Fi, a Bluetooth ELM 327. Those cameras can be found for around $80 a piece. You can mount them on the helmets, and I'll show you how we mount them on the car. The main advantage is that they are really compact. They just open here in the back. You slide that up. So you slide that piece up and it opens. And inside you have just a small SD card, and you can recharge them through USB. The great thing is that they last the whole day on a single charge, and even in 1080p with a 32 gig SD card, you will record for a whole day of running. So on the cage here, we have those bands that have also a mount for the camera. So when you take the camera, you just slide it here on the mount, and those do rotate, so you can change the orientation and then lock it in place. So if if you have a GoPro, the camera is sideways, your image is going to be sideways. The great thing with the contour is that the lens in the front turns, so I can adjust here the vertical where I want, and now my image is going to be straight. So I can put the camera in any position in the car, just have to rotate the lens to make sure my image is straight. So the way we do our setup in the car, we have one camera here facing toward the front of the car, and another one facing toward the driver and co-driver inside the car. So those cameras are really easy to start recording. Just slide that button on top. It beeps, and now you have a red light that says it's recording. To stop it, just push it back. So this is a setup we typically use. This camera facing forward, and the other camera here facing toward the center of the car to have driver and co-driver. The great thing is that when the co-driver is sitting here in the seat with his arm, he just has to reach to slide the two buttons to start the video recording, and that's it. So it's within reach of the co-driver. There's no guesswork. You just move the thing, it starts, it just beeps to confirm, and that's it. Unlike the GoPro, when you have to press 20 buttons and you never know if it's running or not. So we also have cameras on the helmet. They are pretty compact, they fit very well even if you have a halo on the seat. And the same thing when you are sitting just before the start, just slide this forward. The recording is going to start. At the end of the stage, just shut it off like this. You can be strapped in and everything. It's super easy to turn on and off. Now for the co-driver. We use those ram mounts. So on the cage, they make that mount with the a clamp that clamps the this ball to the cage, and then you can use different kind of adapters. And here we have this tablet mount where I take the tablet, and the tablet, there's a side here that slides, so I can just take the tablet, slide it in, and it's clamped in place, and it doesn't move during rally. And on this tablet we have multiple apps that we can use to record the telemetry or just do the computation of the time cards. So this is a view from the co-driver where you can easily reach the two cameras to start them, and here the tablet. In most cars, the ELM 327 under the dash is in a pretty tight spot, so it can be pretty hard to remove if you don't have pliers. So one little trick is actually to put a zip tie through the ELM 327 so that you can pull it out more easily. So if you just drill a hole through the plastic at the top and slide a zip tie through like this, so that when you have to pull the ELM 327 from under the dash, you just pull on the zip tie and you can extract it from under the dash. The last app we use mostly is Race Chrono here. So there is a free version, there is a pro version, there is a free version with some upgrades for me. So what Race Chrono does is that it records all the telemetry from the OBD2 and the GPS. So for the GPS, we use this. It's a Garmin Glow, GLO. It's a dual GPS, does GLONASS, and so we can just plug it here on USB. If it's charged, it will just run out of the battery, otherwise plug it in the USB to recharge it. It's a Bluetooth GPS, so it sends a signal to the tablet through the Bluetooth, and unlike the GPS inside the tablet, the GPS inside the tablet only updates once every second. This one upgrades every 10 times a second, and it also has double the number of satellites because it has the Russian and American systems. So here in settings in Race Chrono, you see I have my Garmin Glow that is configured that I can use. And then I can record multiple things on OBD2. So here I'm recording my air fuel ratio, my RPM, my speed, and I also record the intake and coolant temperature from the my OBD2 reader, my ELM 327. Those are the runs from Mount Washington. You can compare two runs. There we go, like run 1 versus run 2. And here we go. And it's gonna compare the speed between the two runs and the location, etc. And you can pick in the settings what you want to compare. So you can pick the channels you want to read, if you want time or distance on the x-axis, etc. You can have do a lot of comparison to see the difference between your runs here. So that's pretty helpful, and you can export that data here into a CSV file that has all the data, and send it to yourself by email, or just copy the file over.